Hello everyone, here is lecture 2 on semiconductors. In this lecture we have to derive the position of Fermi level in intrinsic semiconductor, the equations for intrinsic density and for intrinsic conductivity. Let us see the first derivation for the position of Fermi level in an intrinsic semiconductor. As we have discussed in our previous lecture 1 on semiconductors, the concentration of electrons is equal to the concentration of holes. So by following that concept, we will proceed here. As we know that N is expressed by this equation and P by this one. These have already derived in previous equation also, where Nc represents to the effective density of states, given by this equation. It is shown in previous lecture also, where M star represents to the effective mass of an electron, and Nv is called effective density of states in the valence band in terms of effective mass of hole. The effective mass is already discussed in more detailed manner in the lectures of quantum mechanics. Okay, moving to next. Now by further simplification, Nc kept on right side, then we have Nv upon Nc, and here only exponential term is left, and after taking log in the base of E, then this exponential term will be removed out and only this term will be remained here, that is expressed here. And here, since we have Nv upon Nc, so log In means log at E base Nv upon Nc, and this one after taking log at the base of E, then this one will also be removed and we have this one. By multiplying kT on both equations, it will be removed from this equation and as well as on the right side, and we have this one. And after simplification, EF minus EF kept on left side and minus EC, it will be shifted to the right side, and we'll have EC plus EV here, and on the left side this minus EF will be added here and becomes 2EF, and afterwards we have EF equal to this 2 factor will be divided on the right side, that is shown here. By substituting the values of Nv and Nc here, common terms will be cancelled out, so only Ms star power 3 by 2 and upon Ms star power 3 by 2 will be remain, and since both of parameters have power 3 by 2, that will be kept here. Then we will have 3 upon 4 kT, and here M star upon M star. So finally we got EF equal to this one. Since in almost materials M star is equal to the M star, because of that it will be cancelled out and we have EF equal to EC plus EV upon 2. It represents that Fermi level lies in between the bottom of conduction band and the top of valence band. Means it lies in the middle of forbidden gap between conduction and valence band. To explain more explicitly, by adding EV and subtracting EV, we will have EC minus EV. When we kept EC along with EV, we have EC minus EV upon 2, and EV will be added, we have 2 EV upon 2 means EV, and EC minus EV equal to EG, which is called forbidden energy gap. So EG upon 2 plus EV. For simplification point of view, if we consider as EV a zero level, a zero energy level, then it becomes 0 and we will have EF equal to Eg upon 2. It explains more explicitly that Fermi level is just lying in the middle of forbidden energy gap or in the middle of EC and EV. As we know, the Fermi level is that energy for which the Fermi-Dirac function is equal to 0.5. It represents to the probability distribution function, which must be equal to the 50% or 0.5. It is also defined as Fermi energy is that energy, okay, till to that energy level, the probability to be filled by electrons must be equal to 50%. Or in other words, it represents to the mean energy of charged particles. It has been discussed in more detailed manner in the lectures of solid electronic materials, when we talked about the variation of Fermi level in solid electronic materials. So moving to next, we considered that m star is approximately equal to ms star in almost equations. If these two terms don't equal, then what will happen? It represents to the energy band diagram of an intrinsic semiconductor. As you know, it is valence band and conduction band. The number of holes, okay, is equal to the number of electrons in the conduction band, and we have shown that Fermi level must exist in between EC and EF when ms star is equal to ms star. Let's see what will happen if ms star doesn't equal to ms star. When ms star greater than ms star, by increasing the temperature, okay, see here in this equation, ms star is associated in NV, as we have seen. See, ms star is included in NV and Me star is included in NC. If it increases, means it will also be increased. So when, by following this condition, ms star is greater than Me star, means NV must be greater than NC. NV must be greater than NC. But we have considered that both on the left hand side must be equal to the right hand side. If NV is greater than NC, then how these two terms can be equalate? So let's see. When this one is followed, this is greater than NV is greater than NC, then by increasing the temperature, so this term, second factor, will be gradually reduced. How? It gradually reduces, okay, it increases. See, by increasing the temperature, it increases, and because of to make it constant, the second factor is needed to be reduced. So when it will be reduced, when the difference between EF and EV is increased. See here, the EF gradually shifted upward towards EC, means the energy difference between EF and EV. See, energy difference between EF and EV gradually increasing. So when the difference is gradually increased, minus sign is kept here. So because of that, this term gradually reduces by increasing temperature, and this term gradually increasing. As a product, we have constant value. There is no variation. Means this term finally will be equal to this term due to this kind of variation. And if this condition is followed, when ms star is less than Me star, then this will be greater than this term. To make it reduce, when the difference EC and EF, okay, again will be increased. EC minus EF. EC is here, EF is here. So difference needed to be increased means it is needed to be shift towards downward direction. As a result of that, the energy difference gradually increases. When the difference increases, okay, this one, so this term will be reduced gradually. By increasing temperature, it increases and it reduces. As a product of both of these two terms, we have no variation. And finally, this term will be equal to this term. So by following these two conditions, due to increase the temperature, there is need to shift in the position of Fermi level towards upward direction, towards downward direction. But in almost materials, it is observed that this kind of effect is not observed. In other words, Ms star is equal to M star, or Fermi level is always exist in the middle of forbidden energy gap. Next, we will see the derivation of intrinsic density or intrinsic carrier concentration, Ni. As we know, these two terms are equal. So by equating these two terms to Ni, okay, we have this one. So next, by multiplying N into P, we have this one. Since N equal to Ni and P is also equal to Ni, so we have Ni square. Now we have already been derived that N equal to this one and P equal to this one. Therefore, by substituting these two values here, we have NCNV and E power. This EF will be cancelled. Minus minus plus EF is here and minus EF is here. So these two terms will be cancelled and we have minus EC minus EV. EC minus EV. So Ni square equal to NCNV E exponential minus EC minus EV upon KT. And we also know that the difference between these two energy levels represents to the forward energy gap. So it will be Eg minus Eg upon KT. By removing square, we have Ni equal to square root NCNV and exponential minus Eg upon 2KT. Okay, power 1 by 2 will be mentioned like this one by substituting the values of NC and NV. NC and NV. See, there is a square root. Means the product of similar terms will be mentioned without any power. So here 2 pi KT upon H square are common in both terms. So they both kept without any further power. 2 pi KT upon H bar square is kept here. 2 pi K H square, not H bar square, H square whole power 3 by 2, and T power 3 by 2 is kept separately. 2 is kept here, square root is here, so 2 times 2 means single time 2 will be mentioned here, and Ms star 3 by 2, since Ms star isn't equal to Me star, because of both powers will be mentioned individually. So Ms star 3 by 2 and 1 by 2 is here, so 3 by 4. So both power will be 3 by 4 and the remaining term is mentioned without any change. So we got an equation of carrier concentration in intrinsic semiconductor, which is directly proportional to the T power 3 by 2 and depends on exponential minus Eg upon 2kT. So by increasing the temperature, the carrier concentration will be increased. The effect of the position of Fermi level on Ni cannot be seen here, since wherever the Fermi level is located in between Ec and Ev, there is no change in Eg. So it is independent of the position of Fermi level, directly depends on temperature. That's all for the derivation of carrier concentration. Next, if there is need to find the forbidden energy gap, then by following this equation, if we take log, then we will have log Ni 1 by 2 NCNV log NCNV, and when e power minus Eg upon 2 kT, okay, will be transformed into minus Eg upon 2 kT, since we are taking log on the basis of E. So we have this equation. It works like as a linear equation, as we know that y equal to mx plus c. So here 1 by t is considered as x and this one as y, then y equal to m means e minus Eg upon 2k and x means 1 by t and this term as c. So we have slope m equal to minus Eg upon 2k. That can also be obtained by drawing a graph between log Ni and 1 by t. So instead of 1 by t, we drawn 1000 by t, okay, for silicon and germanium. So we can observe that by increasing temperature, see, by increasing temperature, this term is reduced. When this term is reduced, the whole term is increased. Means Ni will be increased. So when increasing the temperature, so in this curve, increase in the temperature is in this direction. When T is increased in this direction, see, we can see 1000 by T is reduced. So smaller values are shown here and upper values on the other side as usually. So 1000 by T is increased from this direction to this direction. Okay, 1000 by T is increased. When 1000 by T is increased, when T reduced in this direction. T reduced, then the ratio will be increased. But we have to talk about the increase in the temperature, so we have to move toward this direction. By increasing the temperature, this term is reduced. See, this term, by increasing temperature, this term is reduced and the whole term will be increased. Means this term will be increased. We can see in curves, this term is gradually increasing while increasing the temperature. Similarly, this material also, it represents to silicon solid, it represents for germanium solid. As we know that the forbidden energy gap for germanium is around 0.72 electron volt and for silicon 1.12 electron volt. Gap is higher in silicon. So higher amount of energy will be required for electrons to transit from valence band to conduction band. Higher energy means higher temperature will be required. So that can be seen here. At high temperatures, electrons start to jump from valence band to conduction band. But in germanium, when concentration is 0 in silicon, in germanium, okay, we have some amount of concentration. See here, in this region, when concentration is 0 for Si, but we have the concentration for germanium solid. Means due to having small band gap, electrons have already been transferred at low temperatures. But here in Si, electrons are still waiting to gain high amount of energy. When as soon as they gain, they start to transit from valence to conduction. As a result, concentration is increasing. Okay, so there is a high concentration in germanium solid than the silicon solid. In other words, conductivity will also be higher in germanium than silicon. So with the help of this equation and with these graphs, we can find the slopes, and with the help of those slopes, Eg can be determined, forbidden energy gap of any intrinsic semiconductor. Let's see a few numerical problems based on the position of Fermi level. In first numerical, we have to calculate the probability of an electron being thermally promoted to the conduction band. Temperature is given, forbidden energy gap is given. So we have to calculate the probability distribution function. In other words, the probability of an electron. Okay, so that is expressed by this equation. As we know, Eg is given and value of Kt is around 0.026 electron volt at room temperature. 27 degrees centigrade is considered as a room temperature. here in whenever temperature is required to substitute in numerical, that must be transformed into Kelvin, and then we substitute. So 27 degrees centigrade is transformed into Kelvin, and by substituting here, K represents to the Boltzmann constant, as we have already been discussing about this one. Its value is around 1.38 into 10 power minus 27 joule per Kelvin. After substituting here, the KT is equal to 0.026 electron volt. That is substituted here, 2 KT. So 2 is kept here, and after simplification we have this one, and finally we obtain this one. It represents to the probability of an electron to be occupied in the conduction level, in the conduction band. In terms of the fraction of electrons in the conduction band, means N upon capital N. Small n represents to the concentration of electrons in the conduction band, capital N represents to the concentration of electrons in the valence band. So this probability distribution function is also equal to small n upon capital N. Okay, so this is equal to this one. Since EC minus EF equal to EZ upon 2, and this term is much greater than KT, because of in the exponential one is neglected, and this exponential term is kept alone, and when it is shifted to numerator we have this one. So in terms of fraction of electrons in the conduction band and to the valence band, okay, we have this kind of equation. So according to the numerical, the solution is completed till to this equation. A few terms are also mentioned here. Our next numerical is based on this one. We have to estimate the fraction of electrons in the conduction band at this temperature. Fraction of electrons in this band. 3 materials are given. For germanium, energy gap is given, silicon is given, diamond is given. As we have seen, F, this one is equal to this one, this one. So Eg is kept here, 0.72 electron volt upon 2 kT. Again kT, value of kT is kept here, and after simplification we have e power minus 13.85, and simplification we have this one. According to the second point, for silicon material, Eg is given. So by substituting this value again here, and we have this one. For diamond, by substituting this value we have F is equal to this one. By comparing in all these materials, we can observe that by increasing the forbidden energy gap, FEC is gradually reduced. See, reduced means the fraction of electrons occupied to the conduction band, okay, is gradually reduced by increasing the forbidden energy gap. Okay, why? Since at equal temperature, if forbidden energy gap is high, then the number of electrons are transferred from the valence band to conduction band will automatically be reduced. So by increasing this one, okay, transitions will be reduced. As a result of that, the fraction of electrons, means probability to occupy conduction band, okay, or EC level, is reduced. So that's all in this numerical. And the third numerical, we have to compare the concentration of electrons at 2 different temperatures. There is a difference around 10 degrees centigrade. So let's see, if temperature is increased to 10 degrees higher, which kind of effect will be observed in the concentration. So at this temperature, let the concentration is expressed by N1. At this temperature, concentration is N2. As we have already been shown that Ni equal to this one or this one, the whole term, since we have to get the ratio of concentration of electrons at 2 different temperatures, so common term will be cancelled out. Okay, and finally T power 3 by 2 and e power minus Eg upon 2k will be remained. So this whole factor is replaced as capital A. See here, as replaced as capital A 300 Kelvin e power Eg upon K and upon T is kept here, and K Boltzmann constant. After simplification, the K is kept as a factor in the numerator. Similarly, at 310 we have this one. By getting the ratio we have this one, and after simplification we got the ratio is around 3. Means by increasing the temperature higher till to 10 degrees centigrade, we have 3 times higher concentration. That's all in this numerical. Next we have to see the equation for intrinsic conductivity. This is an intrinsic semiconductor. When a potential V is applied here, we know in intrinsic semiconductor the same number of electrons exist equal to the holes. So when plus is connected to this side, electrons will be attracted to this side, and the negative, this terminal is negative, means this one will also be negative. Holes will also be attracted towards this end, means electrons are in motion toward this direction, holes to opposite direction. A single hole means positive charge particle. The current is obtained in the direction of motion of positive charge particle, so we have the current in the same direction. Here the direction of current will be opposite to the direction of the motion of electrons, means in this direction we have current. Okay, the direction of current obtained due to electrons will be same to the current obtained due to flow of holes. So both of them have same direction. As a result of that, a resultant current is flown in the external circuit, this one. So that is equal to I plus IH. So total current when a potential is applied, okay, on a semiconductor, we have the total current equal to the sum of the current due to electrons and current due to holes. And we know that current density is expressed by I upon A by substituting the value of IE plus IH. Here we have I upon A which will be equal to JE, and IH upon A which is equal to current density due to holes. The equation for current density is equal to this one, NE mu E capital E, where mu represents to the mobility. This equation is derived in our previous lectures of solid electronic materials. So similarly, for current density of holes is expressed by PE mu H E. P represents the concentration of holes and it represents to the mobility of holes. So E is common, okay, it kept outside, so J equal to this one, and J upon capital E is called conductivity. So conductivity equal to NE mu E plus P mu H. It represents to the conductivity. Since N and P both are equal and equal to Ni, so at place of N we have Ni, P we have Ni, so Nie is kept outside. We have conductivity of an intrinsic semiconductor like this equation. Now Ni is kept here. Similarly, this equation is shown in the previous slides. Ni is kept, and E, see Ni means this one, say this one is kept there. Mu E plus mu H is kept here, and except exponential term of this one, the whole term as a factor is replaced by sigma naught, this one. So we have the equation of conductivity as sigma equal to sigma naught exponential minus Eg upon 2k. By taking log in the base of E, log sigma naught, and exponential will be removed, we have minus Eg upon 2kt. Again, according to the previous discussion, for log n and Eg upon 2 kT, like this one. We have similar kind of equation, log sigma I minus Eg upon, see here, minus Eg upon 2 kT. If you draw a graph between log sigma and 1000 by t, we have a slope which is equal to minus Eg upon 2k. Okay, that can be obtained, similar to the concentration one. And at last, here is a numerical. We have to calculate the resistivity of an intrinsic germanium at temperature, this one, density is given, and the mobility of electrons and holes are given, this and this one. As we know that for intrinsic semiconductor, conductivity is expressed by this equation. So sigma I represents to the subscript represents to intrinsic one. So this one, E electronic charge, Ni is given, mobilities are given. Okay, so by substituting all this value, we have this one, mho per meter, mho. Okay, or we have to calculate the resistivity, which is inversely proportional to the conductivity. Sorry, here there must be a conductivity, not rho I. So rho I equal to 1 upon sigma I. Here must be sigma I. There is a misprint. So this one is kept here and rho I is calculated. So ohm meter. So mho is also replaced by Simon per meter. Okay, mho means ohm inverse. So by following this one, resistivity is calculated. That's all in this discussion. Thank you all.